I will be with you.
It sounds like there's a goal.
Goal.
Okay. So section 82501, purpose. I wrote, the purpose of this section is to detail the regulations for home occupations. Any home occupation shall not change the character of the home or neighborhood and will coexist with residential uses without creating conflict with the neighboring residential uses.
Okay.
The-
And I like all that except for creating conflict.
And that's what's in there now.
Yep.
Yes, and I think that that needs to say substantial.
Okay, so help me out there.
So without creating substantial conflict.
Okay.
I think that there are some folks that just can't be pleased.
Without
Yeah, I'm not sure I
creating-
like the word substantial though.
Yeah.
Well, I do because it allows the council to make that decision rather than one complaining. I just don't,
Agree.
Okay,
But I wouldn't say creating, I would just say without substantial conflict with the neighboring residential use.
Okay.
you good with that, Eric?
yeah,
Okay.
Just
And
because
I
it gives
can
us a
redline
check and
this
balance.
get it to whoever, because I have it written. Okay, on approval period.
Wait a minute, is this a good place in the purpose to say that all town codes must be followed by licensee?
There's a licensee.
Well,
Should that be under
You
application?
don't have to state that,
There's
that's,
a license required on the next section, 8.25.04.
Okay, approval period.
Okay, so 82502, I have a home occupation permit is valid for 1 year and can be renewed annually. The permit is issued by the planning staff after the home occupation has been determined to meet the requirements of this chapter. Conditions may be attached to any permit approval or renewal and are subject to annual review. Approvals in any year do not perpetuate the right to operate such uses in subsequent years. New permit applications and renewals shall comply with the requirements that are in effect at the time of application. It's real similar to what was above.
It is real similar, but when you read it that way, all renewals shall comply with the requirements at the time of application.
That's in there now, but maybe we want to change that.
and I know I wanted to be fast, but can we back up to the last one and change substantial to significant?
Yes.
Okay?
Substantial seems like that's,
Arguable.
yeah,
Okay?
significant is too, but I think it,
Less so.
yeah.
Either one, the judge is going to decide.
So what do you think there, Eric? Get rid of that last one?
Well, I mean, it just reads, new permit applications and renewals shall comply with the requirements that are in effect at the time of application. That leaves it open. Is it at the renewal at the time they applied in the first place?
I can understand that. I thought that the
Or
same
is
thing.
this the new code that we're,
I think it's implying that it's whatever they originally started at.
so protecting the grandfather clause, so to speak?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So can we clarify that somehow?
Well, I think that speaks to a lot of the issues that we'll be hearing. Some of the folks are thinking if you went in and changed the code, now all of a sudden they have to comply with that new code.
So how can we make that more clear? Because I don't get it as that. How-
What do you get?
I got it as, you gotta obey the new code, whatever it is.
Shall comply with the present code or something like that?
But we don't want it to say that. I
No.
think we
Yeah.
want it to say what Eric
Or it's
said.
that complies with the code that's in,
Well, you are saying approvals in a year do not
Process
perpetuate the right to
or-
operate
that's
such
right.
uses in subsequent years.
Yeah?
So
We do
you
say
have
it.
to- you have
So
to
we're saying
comply
it
with
doesn't.
the code. Yeah.
It doesn't grandfather.
And that's already all said.
Well, I think that when you say that, I think that that's referring to the business license. If you had a business license last year, it doesn't continue. You have to come in and get another one.
But do you
No, it
have to
says you
comply
don't,
with the
doesn't perpetuate
laws?
the right to operate such uses
Yeah.
in subsequent years. I think it's talking about, so this year we say you can't paint your floor pink, and if you do, you can't have a business license. It's saying it's not okay if it was pink last year, it is this, you
no, the
know.
code this year's no pink, so
Yeah.
maybe a different color.
Well, I think we need to protect the people that are in business if they complied at the time.
I don't know, you complied when you built your house, and now you're gonna have an airport runway over the adopted.
Yeah, but if I change it, then I have to upgrade to the current code. But if I don't change, I can continue, because it was built to the standards when I built it.
But what about the people that are out of sync now, the electricians, the plumbers, whoever? Will they, we be able to enforce what we've decided today, that will no longer
Because this is,
apply to the
Because they've
home
been out of
occupation?
compliance
They've
from
been
the
out of
beginning.
compliance
this
since
is
they
the
applied the
code when
first
they
time.
applied.
Yeah,
Well, they'll be informed that they need to apply for a
Well,
license.
that's the
and-
question, is that what we're saying?
So
Well,
would you put
I think
official
that that's not
application?
gonna be an issue, because I don't think they're gonna fall under our definition of home occupation.
Right.
yeah.
They never have, so you probably.
No,
Yeah.
So would you want to put something on there that are in effect at the time of
Original
Additional, original application.
I think in effect at the time, I don't know, you really wanna, I think you've gotta take that other sentence out or say, change this one to say comply with the requirements that are in effect at the time of application or renewal.
I think you can still have that second sentence in there, Gary. Approvals in any year do not perpetuate the right to operate, because there could be conditions or something that are changed.
But now we're saying you don't have. As long as you were in compliance when you originally applied, you can keep doing it. Is that what we wanna do? I don't know.
I don't know. We didn't get very far in this.
No, we
Okay, that's why they make little question marks, moving right down the
Well,
list.
let's decide on that.
Well, I don't know that we can, it sounds like.
Okay, do we want a grandfather, do we not?
Yeah.
I believe we do.
Okay, what does everybody else think?
We do.
Okay?
Depends on what we're grandfathering.
Okay,
Well, we're grandfathering something that's pretty tight.
Okay.
yeah.
okay, then I'd say just leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
Okay,
That's what
well,
it says.
it didn't come across to me as grandfather. Help me with this last one. New permit applications and renewals shall comply with the requirements that are in effect at the time of original application?
Or we just leave it alone? and
I
say
think just leave it
application?
alone.
Okay, leave it alone. The next one, 2503, application. Applications for a home occupation permit are available online and must be submitted to the planning chairperson.
So which one are you reading?
Where are you
Because
at?
I don't have
Okay,
it.
that's,
He's changing it.
2503.
yeah, this
He's
is,
changing
these
it.
are his changes.
Oh, he's on his,
These are
Yeah,
his
these are your
changes that he's
changes. Okay.
proposing.
Okay,
oh, all right,
These are the
okay.
changes he's proposing
Okay,
tonight.
read it again, because I wasn't listening, because I was trying to match what we had.
Yep. Applications for a home occupation permit are available online and must be submitted to the planning chairperson. The applicant shall provide the following information and satisfy the following conditions before the issuance or renewal of a permit. If the application is for renewal and no changes to the code or the home occupation have occurred, the planning staff may waive all or part of the following requirements upon receipt of a written statement. And it's
We
really
drew a
close to
line
what's
through that,
there.
though.
Yeah, on
That
purpose.
second, after the second
But
sentence.
he's saying we leave it in.
Oh, you're saying now.
The
leave it
idea
in?
there was, John, is we don't want the planning staff waiving
Yeah,
requirements in the ordinance. We want that to go to the town council.
yeah.
Well, if you read these requirements, I feel fine with the planning staff making an
This
override
planning
on
staff,
this
but-
set of requirements. I think any planning staff, if you read these, they're
I think
they're
that's
really,
putting
Yeah.
legislative authority on the planning staff, and I don't think that they
Very
want it or
thoughts?
should have it.
If no changes have occurred, you haven't made a change.
yeah.
So the
No,
legislature would
it's
have to
saying-
make a change.
No,
So-
it's
okay,
it's
so they're
saying you
saying-
can waive any of the
Yeah,
requirements.
just take
If
away.
the application is for a renewal and no changes to the code or the home occupation have occurred, the planning staff may waive all or part of the following requirements upon receipt of a written statement.
So we're gonna let him keep doing.
Yeah,
what
so
that was wrong.
it's never been legal, but we're letting you do it, so I think, no.
I think no.
Okay, so you want to take that sentence out, Gary?
Yeah, we had this discussion
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
in
out
council meeting, we
before.
had this discussion here.
Sounds like they don't want it in there. Your online thing though won't work.
Okay, I thought we'd have a question about that. Should I say online or from the planning chairperson?
Well, I
Or
think that's why we have Epic Engineering as the point to drop off applications, because we don't have full-time staff.
Oh, okay, so
And
it
so-
goes to,
It goes to Ryan, and, because that's our place where they drop applications off, and then they scan them in, make them electronic, and then they go out from there to me.
Okay, so how do we want to word that, Eric? Do we
Well,
say? you
They
can-
are online and they can print them off, and they do bring them to my house, and I do get them, but I know they take them to Ryan too.
So, and we want them
So
going to
that's why we
Ryan
have
and not
planning
you?
staff.
No, they can come to me, that's fine. Some of
Okay?
the folks just, they have questions when they bring it,
Yeah.
and so they wanna come talk.
Yeah,
And, but I just, if online and then the only thing they can do is bring it to me, they have some issues.
okay, so what do you think? Right now, it says applications for a home occupation permit are available online and must be submitted to the planning chairperson.
So it must be submitted to Epic Engineering or
Well,
Eric.
That is the
Planning
planning staff.
town engineer or
Is it
planning
not?
staff.
Yeah.
County engineer.
Isn't the planning staff you and Ryan?
Yes, well, all of Epic Engineering.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought planning staff was the planning board, but it's just
No,
you and
it's
Ron.
those
Yeah.
guys.
Okay, so planning staff makes sense to me then.
Okay.
Except I
So,
might not know who the planning staff is if I was making an
online.
application.
It's on,
Does it say that?
you can find it
Okay.
online.
And,
I don't know.
and my reason for saying waive the requirements is because the way it's written is now it's like, may not alter the residential character, conformity with title, fire, building, plumbing, and I don't think the planning staff can waive any of those requirements
I'm fine
without
with
the
that.
council saying.
What did you do on the engineering part? How did you clarify that?
So right now, what I have for 82503, the first paragraph, applications for a home occupation permit are available online and must be submitted to the planning staff. The applicant shall provide the following information and satisfy the following conditions before the issuance or renewal of a permit.
And then they're listed
Okay.
down below, 1,
And
2,
then-
3.
Then we go below.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm good with that.
I gotta get a nod of approval.
Number 1.
I'm just a vote here.
Yeah, no, but you have a, yeah.
So number 1's
Now, what are the
okay as
requirements?
written or not? We drew out the red line, trying to move this along.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the red line is, but I
The
don't know.
red line was bye-bye.
Where we aren't gonna tell them what color or design or,
Yeah,
that's.
radio, television, all that stuff. I put, home occupation shall not alter the residential character of the premise or unreasonably disturb the peace and quiet of the neighborhood. The home occupation shall adhere to the town's general plan.
Sounds good.
I can live with that.
And then I left everything until number 9.
So did you include number 3, no?
3, we had a question mark.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
3's
remember
still
why
there,
there
let's
was a
talk
question
about
mark.
it.
Why did we have a question mark on 3?
Where, I don't remember that.
Because of, do we need it there? And if we do we need to charge a different rate? If they are requesting more services,
I see.
costing the town more money, do we need to recoup those?
Okay, so would this be covered then in the whole self-employment thing?
It could be.
So if we just leave it for home
It's when you
occupations,
put
they
that
should not.
ceramic kiln in your basement and it takes all that out.
Or like the dog kennel, who put in a
Yeah.
bigger line that holds out the dog kennel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And someone requires more services from the town.
yeah.
But do we care? There's gonna have to get that approved separately anyway. Is that part of the home occupation?
And should this be left in home occupation? Because if they're requiring this, then they probably need to be under the other category. If
I mean,
it's
if
a
I
true home
need-
occupation.
If I need
Yeah.
a 440 volt three-phase line in, and the utility is going to let me do it, because I decide to put a big planer in my garage or something, do we really care? I mean, if somebody wants a 6-inch water line, and you're gonna
Yeah,
tell them no.
Well, I do think we care though, because we're gonna inspect that
Well,
power coming in.
right, but that's gonna be a different permit. It has nothing to do with the home occupation. Same thing if they want a 6-inch water line, you're probably gonna say no, but if we have the capacity and you wanted to do it, and they wanted to pay for it, you let them do it, but that's covered under our
Just-
utility
I'm
department.
thinking about the power thing, I don't even know that we would be notified.
Well, do you care, other than if they need a permit to put it in? I mean, I know it's available in my house, I could have, call Heber Light and Power and have them put it in.
I vote to keep it in.
Yeah, that was my vote too.
Leave it in?
Yeah,
Doesn't hurt.
I guess that could follow right into Storm Haven, if we're already taxed at the max. might be an issue.
And
The water
so we can't-
company would say, no, we can't do it.
Yeah,
So you're good?
Okay, well,
Leave it in.
We took 4 out.
Four's out. So 5
Well,
becomes
but John
4.
didn't take 4 out.
But I can right now.
Well, we talked about it and we drew a line through
what
it.
did you
so-
say for 4, John?
I left it.
Oh,
Might be useful on an application.
I don't see, if it's entirely
If it's
within the
in the
home.
home,
It's in the
there's-
house.
Yeah.
It's no property yet.
Now, this might be important when we do the second one, but for this
Okay,
one.
this one, take it out.
Take it out.
Okay.
So now number 5 becomes
Hold
number
on.
4. And you were good with number 4 or the old number 5? The
Yeah.
applicant shall provide a description, blah, blah. So I was good with that. And then number 6, I don't think that's you don't need that in this, a site plan in a home occupation.
No, the parking might be an issue
Yeah, you
with
might
like
need parking.
daycares.
Yard requirements.
But it's kind of saying, oh yeah, it's okay to have it outside of the house.
But they
The
don't.
daycare people
yeah.
come and go, the people doing hair in their house,
Okay,
they have
alright.
customers coming and going. So you need to have a place to put your car, so
Sure.
you're not parking your
Better more
customers'
than
cars
not
in the
enough.
neighbor's yard.
So I think I'd leave everything crossed out that's crossed out.
Yeah.
Help me with that then, Gary.
But cross out, I'd just say a site plan shall be provided to the planning staff to determine the requirements. Yeah, how do you say that?
I think it reads okay.
Some of the yard
Yard
requirements.
requirements,
availability,
availability,
Including
parking.
ability to service
space.
proposed use, ingress and egress.
So
So get rid of
That's fine.
sanitary
That's
facilities?
fine,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yes.
and landscaping.
We
Cross
really
out the
can't-
end line, landscaping, and then the
And
whole site
landscaping,
plan.
site
Yeah.
plan surrounding.
So it ends at egress like we had it. I
Yeah.
think that's fine.
Okay. Anything on the next sentence? The site
No,
plan should
seven's
also,
We
That-
crossed out
That's
site plan.
crossed out.
the whole
Yep.
sentence?
And landscaping all the rest of the way down is gone.
And the 500 feet in property owners gone?
Gone.
On.
Number 7's fine. Well, the 6, the new number
Yeah.
6.
Mhm.
What does that address?
Number 8.
The old number 8, all applicants shall state the proposed time period of such use. Are we talking about hours of the day, how many years you're gonna run your business? What does that question ask?
I think that's hours of operation. If you're having
Yeah.
Then it
people
should
come
say
to your
hours of
house.
operation.
I would just change the applicant shall state the hours of operation.
The
Of
proposed
the
hours of
proposed-
operation?
Yeah,
Of
proposed
the hours of
of
operation of the proposed use.
There you go.
So all applicants shall state the hours of operation and the proposed use?
No, operation of the proposed use.
Proposed
Hours.
hours of
All applicants
operation.
shall state the proposed hours of operation.
I think
of such
get
use.
proposed out of the front, so it's
Okay.
the hours of operation of the proposed use.
Oh, you want to move that to the back?
Yeah. Does that make sense?
All applicants shall state the hours of operation
Of the
of
proposed
the
use.
proposed use.
No.
Number 9,
I think I would just say the applicant shall certify in writing that the proposed occupation will be located.
I had big changes here, but that's
Okay,
before
go
we
ahead.
had self-employed.
Okay.
Okay.
yeah, and I think that my note on number 9 was strike it and define it in C,
And where?
in C. Down below,
Oh, okay.
it's already defined down there in 6.
Okay, so strike that, strike
Okay, but
number
this was in
9.
the application, so we wanted them in the application to certify, sign that it's going to be.
Say, I understand that this is what I'm supposed to do, so
Yeah.
when you go back and
So I
say,
didn't read that.
you're out of bounds, you have their signature saying they understood it, that it
Yeah.
was explained to them, they can't go to the judge and
I think that's
say,
important.
I don't know.
So leave 9 like it is?
I think change it
Okay,
to
tell me how.
certify in writing that
Tell-
the
tell me
proposed
how.
occupation,
Start over?
The applicant shall certify in writing that the proposed occupation,
Whoa, 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 I'm not reading.
I have 2 words.
All applicant, the applicant shall
Shall
show.
certify
Shall certify
instead of show.
Okay,
in writing that
okay,
the proposed use, and then everything's the same.
that the proposed occupation
Uh-huh,
or use?
I think you change it to use,
that's consistent.
yeah.
And 10, we can't put restrict residential traffic. I
Shall
like
not.
impact better.
Well, that's what it originally said. so.
Yeah, and I like that better.
So right now I have any home occupation
You
shall
know
not
what,
impact.
any traffic at all impact.
Yeah.
So if you put impact,
And we can't defend it.
you're done.
What's the
Don't
word
put
we used
impact, so
before?
restrict.
That's why we put restrict,
Okay,
Okay.
you're right.
So
Yeah,
any home
I think it's good.
occupation shall not restrict.
Restrict the residential traffic.
residential traffic. Because it's gonna impact.
Oh,
Yeah, it is,
You're
and that's fine, to some degree.
Okay, on 82504, I simply put, the applicant shall obtain and keep a current home occupation permit.
Okay, I think you gotta leave it as business license
Yep.
unless we're gonna create the permit at the same
We
I
time.
think-
voted to do, well,
No,
maybe
I
not.
think it needs to be a business license.
In
Okay,
addition to the
but it-
permit,
It's a business license for a home occupation. So it's, just so that
Why
you-
not call it a home occupation permit?
Because then
then?
you're dealing with licenses and
We
permits.
can, but you still have to now create an ordinance to create a home occupation permit probably, don't we?
So if we continue just a different level of business license and call it a home occupation
We can
business
still have to
license,
create a different level of business license then,
we can do that.
or we can do the other two. I think it will be really clear to the people if we have 3 distinct things.
And if we call it a permit instead of a license.
I don't know really the difference between a permit and a
No,
license,
either.
so I don't care, but just if they're different things, a home occupation permit, a commercial permit, a
I
self-employed
think we're
permit.
limiting the people with home occupations because a lot of them need a business license. And the state's gonna look at it and say, do they have a business license or
Yeah.
not?
I think we have to
Yes.
call it a business license because it's, but it's the same thing, it's just a different
I
name.
think we can call it occupation license.
Yeah, but not a
Home
permit.
home occupation license.
Okay, home occupation license.
Yeah.
And I actually think that that may get us around some of the, criteria that Lynn was referring to, that the county wanted to know all of our business licenses.
So
So that's
throughout
what-
this, I'll change it from permit to license throughout the whole document,
Call it a home
Home
occupation
occupation
license.
license?
instead of home occupation permit.
Yeah.
Call
So
it a
just
license.
replace business with home occupation everywhere and you're done.
Well, but then
Yeah,
check it and
I
make sure.
did that.
Do something.
Okay.
So read that sentence, John. The applicant shall obtain and keep a current home occupation license
Period.
granted by the, oh, period?
Period. And maybe we want to change it.
No, but I
Leave
think
out all
you
the
covered
rest.
it by calling it a home occupation
Leave
license.
out
so
all
we
the
get
rest
rid of
of
the
it.
rest of it.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Okay, 05, the home occupation may be inspected each year prior to renewal of the home occupation license to determine if the home occupation remains in compliance with this chapter. If signed written complaints are received, the home occupation license is subject to further review and may be revoked.
Good.
I like it.
Okay, 25, well, okay, 2506. The regulations of this section have been established to help avoid conflict between the town's general plan, town residents, and the owners of the home occupation.
Okay, I'm good with that.
Anybody like that?
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Number 1, before general requirements, before a home occupation license shall be issued, the following must be shown. I mean, that's real similar to what's
Yeah,
already
that's good.
there.
Okay.
Okay,
I left A.
Yep.
Yes.
okay,
On B, I said the location of the home occupation
Okay.
must, sorry,
Before we move on to that, we do have a RA1 zone.
Okay.
yeah, so add it.
Do we want to revisit it then, or do you want to add it right now?
Add it now.
Add it right now. So in the RA1,
Yes.
RA5, M, should I write, is it an M160?
No, it's a mountain zone and
Oh.
a preservation 160 zone, those are all separate zones.
Okay, and he wants, okay, for B, I wrote, the location of the home occupation must also be the primary residence of the home occupation owner.
Say that again for me, please.
Yep. The location of the home occupation must also be the primary residence of the home occupation owners.
Owners, that's
Okay.
confusing.
I have owner and then S in parentheses.
Okay,
So what about
In
the
case
rest of
there's
the
more than one.
sentence?
And then I have, the home occupation must be conducted in, and this is when I was thinking of trying to do the whole thing, so I said entirely within the property boundaries, but maybe we want to say within the house now.
Or do we want to still leave this only by members of the residing family, or do we want
Yep.
outside employees to be able to come in? I think for this one, we probably want to leave it.
Well, home occupation does not involve the use of any accessory buildings.
Right, and
No,
I
but this is
think,
two, on B.
Oh, we're still on B,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
so I think we could leave that here, and if they start having outside employees, that
Yeah.
would go into the self-employed.
Leave B.
I think leave B just like it
Okay,
is.
so how, is it important to you guys that the home occupation owner lives on the property?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yes,
so I don't
Otherwise, they
think
can
that's
have it
in
on
here
the one that they
somewhere.
live in.
We might want to put that in somehow.
it's carried on in the dwelling only by members of the residing family. Does that not say that?
That does, they live there.
They live there, that's what it says to me.
residing family.
And I think this
What
had-
what
That
if the
doesn't say
family's
they're the
not
owners of the
residing
business.
family?
But they would be, or they would be getting a home occupation.
Home
Yeah,
occupation.
okay, it just seems like we
Because
have.
if I'm renting a house, you're telling me the owner has to do it. If I
No,
rent
the owners of the business.
No, but the owner of
Maybe
the
we don't want
house,
that.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be the owner of the house, it could be the renter of the house, is what
Has to
he's
be the
saying.
owner of the business.
The owner of the business.
yeah,
Okay,
only
it's
by
saying-
members of the residing family. They're
The
residing
residing-
there.
whoever lives
Okay,
there,
so
yeah.
Okay, I'm
I think
fine
that
with
works.
that, then I'll just leave B as it is. Okay, did you guys have anything on C?
I like the way it was changed.
Okay, help me out, Gary.
Home occupation does not involve the use of any accessory buildings, ag buildings, or
Well-
yard space.
Ag, buildings, okay.
Or yard space for storage or activities outside of reasonable residential use.
Outside
Which one
of,
the daycare take the kids out?
Reasonable residential use.
In there. Well, yeah.
so get rid of the dwelling and all that stuff.
Yep.
Dwelling, yeah.
Okay.
It'd have to be part of the house. Be an addition to the house, but it has to be part of the house.
Okay, one commercial, are we leaving D? Thoughts on D?
Yes.
Yeah, but take out not exceeding 1 ton rated capacity.
So one commercial vehicle.
Yeah,
May be allowed.
so that Eric can have his F-550
Yep.
next time.
Yeah.
And E was the
Can't the
same.
wife have one?
Leave E,
Leave E, the as written.
Each member
okay.
of the family.
F,
Leave
Leave
it.
it.
leave.
G is fine.
G's fine.
I mean, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I am too.
How about if we use floor space instead of floor area? Big-
Floor space, sure.
And why does it say ground floor area?
Because they don't want a basement added on to that and use the whole upstairs for your.
Well, that is the ground floor, isn't it?
So they could use the entire
One for you with
upstairs.
daylight basements.
So they could use the entire upstairs for their home occupation.
If you're counting square footage, they count the main floor. They don't count, you don't stack upstairs, downstairs, and then use 15%.
So should we just say the floor space?
15% of
15%
floor area, floor space?
Main floor.
Well, the ground floor means your main floor. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what that means. So you're counting your main floor, this is the area, you have 15% you can use.
Yeah.
In Europe, the ground floor is basement.
Okay, so change area to space and we're good with G.
Yep,
Eric, you were good with E and F?
Yes.
H can stay, can't it?
Yes.
Yep, and I's fine.
I agree.
And got rid of J.
And J, I think, still needs to go because
Okay, I'll leave.
that's a,
Existence of a home occupation.
What about-
I've stayed an extra minute, 12 seconds.
What about I? What did we do with I?
Left it.
Left it.
And that does it.
And J's impossible, it's
Okay, that's
impossible.
phase
Doesn't
one,
wrap.
now we have phase two.
Sure.
I've been told that.
Okay, so I can write this up, Eric, and email it to you? and
Yeah,
I'm sure-
yeah.
I'm sure you have notes to double check me, and Lynn, I'm sure does, so,
Well, it really doesn't matter because planning commission's recommending that, council's got to approve it, so as long as the council's happy with what you write up when they approve it, we're good.
What about this, training, Lynn?
I think we can do it in December if you want.
Okay. All right, she had just short training, you know.
so it's planning meeting now again, right?
I move that we adjourn.
I gotta go Craig Tech Cow, guys, who wants to do that?
So you're gonna email that to all of us, John?
And you've got the ultrasound to do that with, you
I
don't
do
have the
know.
gloves.
I do know.
You've got the ultrasound.
Okay, motion to adjourn.
That's bad for you.
We got a motion to adjourn?
See you, John.
It's when you got the gloves in here.
Second,
Oh, I second it. I
all in
third.
favor?
Third,
Aye.
fourth, fifth.
Hey, that was pretty good.
Well, at least we got something done.
Yeah.